On September 11, 2001, 19 al-Qaeda terrorists hijacked 4 planes on the way to Los Angeles and San Francisco after they took off from Washington and Boston. They chose long flights because the bigger the airplanes, the more the fuel. The Twin Towers were their first targets. American Airlines Flight 11 crashed into the North Tower at 8:46 a.m. There were 5 hijackers on board and 88 passengers and members of the crew.
Hello, my name is Michael Cullen. I'm a New York City firefighter. I am 46 years old. I've been on the job for 15 years.
Another 5 terrorists flew United Airlines Flight 175 into the South Tower at 9:03 a.m. There were 65 people on the plane, including the hijackers. 5 more terrorists took control of the American Airlines Flight 77, and at 9:37 a.m. they ran it into the building of the Pentagon. There were 64 people, including the terrorists, on the flight. United Airlines Flight 93 was taken over by the 4 hijackers, and they were going to attack either the White House or the Capitol. But the passengers on the board overrid the attack, and at 10:03 a.m. the airplane crashed in a field near Shakespeare, Pennsylvania. There were 41 passengers on the United Airlines Flight 93.
On September 11th, I was home in East Northport. I was actually buying my daughter donuts for her birthday to bring to school at Dunkin' Donuts, and I heard from somebody standing next to me that a plane hit the World Trade Center.
All of the 266 people who were on the 4 flights died. Some of the people had been killed before the planes crashed. The South Tower was burning for almost an hour after the crash of the United Airlines Flight 175. At 9:59 a.m. the towers collapsed. The North Tower was on fire for 102 minutes, and finally the North Tower crashed down at 10:28 a.m.
When I went back home, I turned the television on, and we saw the second plane hit the second tower. After watching TV, I got a telephone call, and it was a total recall for all firemen to report to their firehouses and to go into the city for search and rescue purposes.
The debris fell on the World Trade Center building. They damaged it. The fire started, and at 5:21 p.m. the World Trade Center collapsed too. On September 11, 2001, approximately 2,976 people were murdered in the U.S. The Twin Towers collapsed, the Pentagon was attacked, and 4 planes were hijacked.
Personally, well, it was like a war zone when you were there. And what you saw was there was cars on fire, there was buildings on fire, there was just debris everywhere, there was papers floating in the air, and it was total devastation. That's what you saw. Well, back then, it was, I think it made the country aware that we are very vulnerable, and we had our guards down, and we weren't prepared for this to happen. But what it did was, I think it brought everybody together, because the support you had and the money that was donated to help out, it was unbelievable. Well, this country is very strong, and people still are unafraid. They still do their, normal things, to go, like it's the holiday season, to go into the city, to see the tree, to eat, to go do movie theaters, whatever they want to do. You got to stay strong, and you got to keep going.
Because the tourists attacked the World Trade Centers, it had a major effect on the security system. One of the positive consequences is that the country's airports got metal detectors, x-rays that can see through any luggage, and even through clothes if they're carrying any weapons or bombs. We also have marshals on the plane. Due to the cause of the plane crash on the Pentagon, the negative consequences were that many innocent government workers, firemen, and police officers died on that day. Almost 6 weeks after the tragedy of 9/11 happened, President Bush signed the U.S. Patriot Act into effect. The Patriot Act was designed to strengthen national security following the 9/11 terrorist attacks. The Patriot Act also explains the government's power against suspected terrorists and their associates. The complex act, which contains 168 sections, allows the nation's intelligence and law enforcement agencies to monitor email without securing a subpoena, using wiretapping without a court order, and require internet service providers to hand over usage data on customers.
President Barack Obama spoke tones Wednesday night about what he said were the positive contributions of American Muslims in the years since the September 11, 2001 attacks, in remarks that came a month before the 10th anniversary of 9/11.
On 9/11, I was sitting at my desk looking out at the Twin Towers.
Muslim Americans were innocent passengers on those planes, Obama said, referring to the aircraft that slammed into the World Trade Center and the Pentagon in the September 11th attacks, including a young married couple looking forward to the birth of their first child.
No, because when it happened, I was just amazed at what was going on. I was like shocked, so it didn't affect me until later.
At another point in his remarks, Obama noticed that American Muslims served as firefighters, police officers, and counterterrorism specialists. Make no mistake, Muslim Americans help to keep us safe. When people see Muslims, they always think that they're part of the Al-Qaeda group. That's not true. There are all different kinds of racists in the Al-Qaeda group.
People treat Muslims more harsh than they did before September 11, 2001. September 11th was a famous date that everyone remembers.
I saw the second plane hit. The first plane, I just saw an explosion. Well, it made us, I think it made the country really come together. At one time, everybody thought we were invincible, nothing can happen in this country, and now we find out that there are people out there that really want to hurt this country, and they'll do anything to do it.